Hello and welcome to the channel. Just been speaking to a young man. He's nearly 40, and the argument was, well, I suppose it was an argument. Don't know if it was or not. Oh, the auto lights were switched off. I must have switched them off when I was at Falkirk. The argument about, owning your own home, and he's just the thing when if you're going to argue, what I find with people that argue against something, so the argument I would be putting was for, it's almost imperative that you own your own home, right? So there's arguments against that. So I'm not like, it doesn't mean I'm 100% completely right, it's not like that, and it all depends on various sort of things. But what I find annoying about people who argue that something like, say like I go to this group and I take art every week, and if you say I'm bored of this or something, right? Say, well, wait a minute, what are you suggesting we do? And they don't have any solutions. They just, did you see Coronation Street last night? That's not a fucking solution. That's just you talking. You've got nothing in your life, so you're talking about some fiction that's on the television set that nobody watches anymore. Or if you've got to have. So the argument against buying your own home, there's a young man. Well, when I say young man, he's nearly 40. Was using this argument that why should he give his money to a bank? And it was such a strange argument. It's really, what are the alternatives is the thing. So you can live in a fucking tent, a wigwam, caravan. You can rent. You can stay in a hotel. You could cruise. So if you're going to live in a cruise ship, so how are you going to look after your bairn? If you've got bairns, so the cruise ship's not going to suit somebody that's got bairns. Is that a rabbit or a cat? I hope it wasn't a cat. Oh God. How's that going to suit you if you've got bairns? It's not, is it? God, So I quite enjoy staying in Travelodge, for example. But could you imagine if you lived in Travelodge? Well, you didn't live there, but that's all you ever stayed. You just block booked Travelodge, and maybe you would go and live in. I could see the interest in, say, moving out of different towns, but then you could get desperately lonely. You're not really. You don't have proper facilities, so you're going to end up. It's going to cost you money because you're going to end up going to restaurants, and cafes, and takeaways. That if you're doing that on a daily basis, you're going to get fed up with that, aren't you? That's why owning your own home gives you the security, so that you can sit in your own home, and even if you're depressed or feeling down, you can sit in the comfort of your own home. I mean, whereas if you don't have that control over it, say like you might be renting a house or something and the landlord dies, right? And the family want to sell the flat or the house that you're living in. You can't stay there. You've got to move somewhere else. But there is danger. So the government could take your house off you if you own it, but you've got to look at percentages of, the chance of that happening and how it would happen. Because if you had a stroke or something, and then you had to go to a care home, you're unable to stay at home. So the government will take it off you, leave you with 20 grand or something. So you're fucked. You'll never get a home again. But then the next step, you're going to be dead. So that's. But ideally, you should leave your home to your children. But I know modern life is complicated, and these structures, family structures, break. So you get people very often women who don't like people the men that have made them pregnant and don't want to live with them anymore. So they're not really thinking long term about the long term issues caused by divorce. Now we're going to go to Morrison's, or I went to Aldi yesterday, so why don't we go somewhere different? Aldi, we've got a Lidl this time. I don't want to go to Tesco, it's too far. Morrison's. We'll just go to Lidl. I'll go to Morrison's next time. It's partly a geographical. Lidl's handier for me to go to, actually. You know, it certainly is. So really, we're talking about this argument about owning your own home is best case scenario, but I know it's tough. It's more difficult than it was now. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 10, 20 years? If the whole thing's a bit iffy, isn't it? Well, I think my advice, and this is what I believe any young couple should do, is buy their own home. But you have to have. I know there's a whole load of dangers involved, but definitely without a doubt, yeah. There's benefits and problem with relationships as well is another issue, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. The issues with relationships is IKEA, and I'm going first. How we doing for fuel, isn't we? I've got 2 little bars. You know. Look at this fucking fanny. We're doing fucking 27 mile an hour. I've been for the last fucking 2 miles. What's going to happen now? Are they going straight on? Aye. They're not going to turn right, are they? Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? Oh, the window's open. Oh wow, audacious. Indicate to come off. Cancel indication. Yes. Now, turning left. I've spotted a space already. I've picked a space. I know where I'm going. And nobody is going to stop me. Nobody or nothing, not even this Vauxhall. Get out of the way, you silly fool. In here. Right in there. Where's the freaking marks in the road gone? I can't even see them. They've gotten somewhat thingy-majiggied. Right, so yeah, who knows what the answers are. I think the future is there's increasingly, what the government and the system is trying to do is try to give people less options. So we're having a regression. We're having a regression away from the optimism and the opportunities of my generation. I suppose I don't know if I'm a boomer. Am I a boomer? 60s. Child of the 60s. So we're going. So they're snatching it back. I think it's a push. It must be a push me pull you sort of scenario, where the wealth gets taken back, and so it's all. I think it's just understanding. I don't even know if I do understand it, but understanding the basics of the hierarchy and stuff, and the structure, and who does what. And at the end of the day, we're insignificant. They don't give a fuck about us. The government doesn't give a fuck about us. They give a fuck about getting money off their superiors. Maybe I've just got a very strange view. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't understand humanity and the world, how it works. Maybe it's me that's getting it all wrong. Who says that? Who says the way I've done things is the right thing to do? I don't know, is it? I've made a right arse of a lot of things. Maslow's theory that, what is it? I forget what it's called. Is it the hierarchy? Needs your, shelter, food. You've got like different levels. Actually, I've got that book. I've got it. I should go and read it again. because I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's something about your needs. You can identify that in people. If you know somebody, they might have all the needs ticked except one, and I know somebody who does have a lot of the needs ticked except one, and that is somewhere to live. So, you know, like it could be you wake up in the morning and your number one priority is to get a bottle of wine, you know. But sadly, that's so. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'm probably gonna just pause it. So yeah, I'll just pause it.